folks, I'm Hub Arkish along with Jeff Arnold and Kevin Fishbane reporting live from Soldier Field following the Bears' 31-15 loss on Monday night to the New Orleans Saints. And you know, Kevin, didn't start too bad. They got a takeaway early. They were getting good pressure, but by the middle of the second quarter, it all seemed to be getting away from them.
Yeah, the Bears' defense is the only reason that they were in the game really on, because the offense was doing nothing. Brock Green with a great forced fumble late near the goal line. Willie Young, a key sack. Jeremiah Ralph made some plays. Jared Allen was getting after it. It wasn't enough. You know, and then Drew Brees started picking them apart, as we've seen so often this season. He completed more than 80% of his passes, and he's not the first one to do that against the Bears this year.
And you know, Jeff, still at halftime, only 14-0 came out in the third quarter with a chance. A couple guys in particular I thought played very well. Tim Jennings, Jeremiah Ratliff. Young linebackers weren't bad. Christian Jones, John Bostic made a lot of plays. Not necessarily assignment sound, though, and that's what hurts this defense.
Yeah, and you know, you have to talk about those young guys being in a tough spot just because they're trying to fill in for veterans that, you know, are out with injuries, and they're trying to, you know, kind of learn on the go. And, you know, obviously, you know, this is a big time situation when the Bears are trying to salvage anything out of the season. And so it's a lot of responsibility, but just the consistency just wasn't there tonight.
And Kevin, one young man who just continues to suffer. He's getting a lesson from a lot of good receivers around the league. Kyle Fuller just has not bounced back.
Yeah, you know, I think we expected to see a lot more interceptions and passes defense from Kyle Fuller after what we saw in weeks 2 and 3, and just hasn't been there. Now, I'll give him credit. There were a couple plays I saw. He was right there with Jimmy Graham, and Jimmy Graham's tough for anybody to cover. But, you know, you want him to be a shutdown corner. Maybe we're asking too much of him too early. But right now, that's when he takes over Charles Tillman, that's his job. And it's just been a tough stretch of who he's playing in the situations he's been in.
And Jeff, Jared Allen, an outstanding leader. The motor never stops. He's become a really good run defender, but he's here to rush the passer, and it looks like he can't do it anymore.
Yeah, and that's a tough spot. And I think it's hard for him to accept that just because, you know, he has to accept that he's not as good at his craft as he used to be. And so, but, you know, like everybody else in that locker room after the game, he said, hey, you know, if we're not making plays, we have to find ways to get better, myself included. And so obviously that's on him, and that's on the defense to improve over the last 2 weeks.
And really, Kevin, wrapping it up, while the defense seemed better than the offense, you give up almost 450 yards of offense, 31 points is just not good enough.
They got to play complementary football, as Mark Treshman likes to say. The offense was bad, the defense was bad, the special teams outside the punting was bad, and they just can't help each other out, create some turnovers, and take advantage of the turnovers to put it all together and get a win.
Hopefully they bounce back next Sunday. Final home game against the Detroit Lions. For all the news leading up to it, stay right where you are at chicagofootball.com.